What up? How we doing, traders? Who's here to make some money? They don't call me Money Mitch for no reason. Let's go ahead and get this party started. Let's bring on my man, Ryan Faloona, and of course, Zunaid. I don't have that stream deck, so I got my own. As you guys can see, I'm from Miami, where they actually play those horns a little excessive, just like Luke does on Power Hour. If you've never watched that. But
Mitch,
welcome to the
random
show.
question. Were you ever a beatboxer earlier in your life?
Oh, do we want to do some of that?
I mean, I don't know. You tell me, my man. Oh, my God.
Let's get it going. Let's get it going. A man of many talents, man. You got to keep always a card in the back pocket.
I was just going to say, I was kidding, but you pulled out the ace anyway.
Hey, that's the only way you can do it. You know, we don't fade away here. Welcome to it. Live trading with Benzinga, the one and only.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part, it's beatable.
What up, traders? Yes, the market is beatable, but only if you out there smash the like and work on that process. Let's go ahead and let's get this started. You guys get those shared screens ready. Let's go ahead and take a look at the overall market. What are you looking at? What's on the radar? I'm going to go first to Ryan, and looks like his screen's coming up here. What's on the watch list today, Ryan?
Well, I'll be honest, Mitch. I got a really, really light watch list today. I did not do my prep last night due to a prior obligation that I had, and I'm kind of just looking at the movers tool this morning. In all honesty, this week has been very, very difficult to trade, so I'm trying to really only trade A-plus setups, and that means I'm a little bit more liable to pass. One of the things that I'm going to be looking for out of the gate here are some of these stocks that have traded up on big volume. GRNQ. Played this before. This is just a day trader pretender stock, so would like to find something better than this if possible. But I am going to be watching GOVX. I'd really like to see this come in towards like a 675 area for a pretty sharp bounce. This would both be in and out of these.
No, I did not get that jersey at Foot Locker. Guess where I got it? On Fanatics, guys, where the big deal with Muds Capital happened. As you guys can tell, yes, Muds Capital said, you know what? The door is that way, and we see the exit. We're taking the exit, and Tops just got left in the dust with the MLB. Fanatics grabbing that MLB cards deal and making some big moves. We know Fanatics is great at marketing, and they're definitely taking it. Now, FL is one that I've been watching for a while. I've been talking about this on Money Mitch. Foot Locker with great earnings, pushing on up. Look at that move that we got, guys. Look at that. That's a nice move right there. It's already gone a significant amount on the hourly, so just be careful because we could get some big pullbacks going into the open here. But Foot Locker, monster breakout there. Dang. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'm mad I didn't grab it.
Are you looking to trade Foot Locker if it does come back in at all? Would you be looking to add a position there?
I'm looking for other apparels and other department stores to get hot off the latest sympathy. You know, we have Macy's. Macy's has been ripping through the roof, really leading us in different department stores. You can look at some apparels today, some that are just got going yesterday. Yes. A&F looks like there's someone had some feedback. I don't know if that was one of you guys, but
which one? Sorry,
I don't know. Someone's audio. Yeah, someone had a YouTube open. Let's go ahead. Let's get it up there. What's up? Let's get these likes up, guys. We need to get what we got now. We got 434 people in here. We need to get 200 likes before the bell. We got about 10 minutes left. I'm going to start running through some stocks. Zunaid, what do you got on your radar? And we'll go through some of your stocks first.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and talk about Microsoft, right? That's just a nice
Ooh, the
scalp for me
softie.
yesterday. Yep. It was a nice scalp for me yesterday when Charlie called it out on Benzinga Squawk that they're planning to raise their prices, subscription prices in 2022. The stock got a nice little pop. I was able to get 2 points. So I'm still in the trade with a couple of call options. One is a YOLO for the 300, and one is a next week's 300. So what am I looking at? I'm looking for a reject of 300. Then I'm looking for another test. And if it breaks above, I'm going to grab it. Stop loss will be 299. And then when it retests, I'll go ahead and add my full position and then we'll write it up. So again, probably going to reject from 300. So if you wanted, you could take a quick put, wait for it to drop maybe 50 cents. Your stop loss would be 50 cents above, then you get out the trade. But ultimately, I'm looking for a break of 300. That's when I'll get in about half size. Wait for the retest. That's when I'll get in full size as confirmation. And my stop loss will be right below 299. So it'll be $1 stop loss. And of course, with it being Lotto Friday, if you're going to play options, stay careful with it, but it could be a big risk reward. So anyway, that's one of the ones that I'm looking at. NVIDIA had tested 200 and, flew through it with the options money that came in on the 200 call options. If anyone in the chat went ahead and traded it, let us know. But then it got smacked right below. So what am I looking at? Same thing, except NVIDIA over 200. Going to grab half position. Comes back with a retest. Confirmation if it doesn't break. I'm going to go in full size and look to go to the upside on that. So those are my two biggest stocks. Macy's is another one that I'm holding on to a couple of calls from yesterday. Getting past that 22 level, I feel like is going to be tough, right? Especially that 22.20 area where it had a high of yesterday. But that's what I'm going to be looking at if it breaks above that. If it doesn't, I'm looking to go short below 21. But those are the three stocks, Microsoft being one of the biggest ones for me.
I got one more for you real quick.
Yeah,
we actually talked about this in the happy hour. I see a couple of people in the chat asking about it. Dan, I see you over there. BT, right? So 13 in here. One of the things that we've been doing recently, we've been charting Bitcoin, and we noticed that 47K really seems to be one of the huge spots on Bitcoin. We had a close above 47K. Bitcoin stocks are up today. BT might give you a trade through 13. So to be quite honest with you, I'm actually not looking to trade this until we actually clear out 13. I do think that we do that today. Looking strong in the pre-market here. Even if we pull a little bit, spot for me watching on BT is 13. This thing is no stranger to giving trading opportunities in the past. Should be a fairly easy one, fairly liquid too. You should be able to get in and get out of this without problem.
All right, let's go ahead and let's start talking about some stocks that did make some moves earlier in the week that I'm going to be watching today. So one of the stocks that I'm going to be watching, of course, is Palantir. I did like this hourly pullback here that we've had lately. Really, I pointed out 2350s as a potential entry when this first pop happened. I never got a chance to get in it when it did this little pullback here. It went to 2368. I was kind of a little annoyed. Maybe I was being a little picky, but hey, that happens, right? And so now that it's actually come back to those levels and it didn't really hold that pop. So we've kind of essentially had two pops above. I'm looking for a quick dip and kind of a red to green entry with this stock coming at least back up to 25. We could come back up towards these highs, let's say 26, but I'm just really looking for a red to green up there towards 25. Wouldn't be a bad day trade. That's Palantir. Now I'm going to put on two stocks here that could potentially, and I'm going to warn this, I'm going to preference this, could potentially become meme stocks here, even just as recently as today. I think let's take a look here. So you guys tell me what you guys see. So first up is D-Nut. D-Nut, I've been waiting for this one. This has been my call for the next meme stock. And if you look at the daily candle, we got a strong candle yesterday going to a high of 1529. And then we had a low the prior day of 1301. And then yesterday we had a low of 1282. So really 13 is now the line in the sand for this stock. Now you could get a nice push back up through 15 today and then attacking that high, which is 1529. I don't know if this one can get to 17, but if it does get that short squeeze look, I mean, this is essentially those stocks that I could see rip. Wolf is another one that I'm going to talk about here. Why? Because look at these daily attempts to break down, and then now we're starting to come back up. This is when I usually look for reversal signals to really show me that there's some strength that is going to come back in this stock. So multiple times to break down through this level, but couldn't get through it, right? And now that we're reversing from that level and we got a little bit of a volume pop, all it needs is a little bit of a pullback, maybe let's say to 1275, 1250 or 2050s, 2075s, and then it can get really roaring above this resistance around, let's say 2120s, get up there towards 22, and then we can really start seeing this one start trending back up. And that's Woof. And I also know this one has a pretty decent short interest also. So I'm going to be watching these stocks to see if maybe we get a pop.
Should be a fun day. Should be a fun day for a lot of these option traders, especially on lottos. It'll be interesting to see if Money Mitch grabs a lotto on some of these stickers.
You never know. You never know. I might do. Should I try a 1-day option trade? That's a YOLO for me.
I mean that's exactly what that would be. Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. I mean, I don't trade options too often, so I might try one today.
I got you.
The reason why I don't trade options, I've talked about it. The day that I can price them, it will be the day I can trade them.
So you want to be a market maker with them, eh?
Well,
by the way, you guys hear Charlie or no?
No, I do not hear Charlie.
Oh, okay. Nope. He's in my ear. I just wanted to see if
is he taking over? I know how he does sometimes. He takes over your ear, and then next thing you know, you don't even want to listen to anybody else.
In there.
Hey, he lets me know what's going on. We broke. We had exclusive news that we broke on BBIG, had a decent pop, and then it's kind of trying to figure out what it wants to do with it. I know the chat's mentioned the ticker a couple of times. So guys, let's see what that stock does later today.
We have just a couple of minutes here before we open. Mitch, if you'd flip to my screen real quick, I want to tease a new feature that's available today for the first time for anyone that logs anyone that logs into the beta site. probeta.benzinga.com. You have access to our insiders feature. So you noticed that 13 said that there was some insider buying in DNUT. One of the things that I've done here is when you click on any of the tickers in the insider tool, it will load it up in the details tool. If you type in any ticker like DNUT, like 13 just gave me, you can come over here and you can see all of the different insider transactions. I've got it sorted by delta of own. So this is the change of the ownership. And you can kind of go through here and make decisions on what some of these insiders do. It's a very, very easy way to kind of look at this data. So hats off to you.
All right, guys, just catching up with the chat here. We'll just put out a question for everybody. I would love for everybody to answer. We got 2 minutes for the bell. What is your top play of the day? You guys let us know in the chat, and we'll definitely take a look at some of these stocks. When the market opens, I normally like to wait at least about 5 to 10 minutes before I'm taking any trades here. So what I'm going to do is if you guys got a stock that makes a big mover, put it in the chat, and I'll definitely start bringing those charts on our screen so that everybody can know, hey, this stock is moving.
Let's do it. Let's do that insider. I'm excited for that. I'm gonna have to go ahead and hop on.
Yeah,
for that.
To be quite honest with you, Zunaid, this is the first day that it's been available in beta. I actually have some more playing around with it to do myself, but so far looks awesome, and it's actually really quick in terms of getting that information for you. So I'm really excited.
I'll tell you what. Hey, Mitch, what's the like count? I'm like getting ready to trade.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look where we're at right now. I got to pull up the channel here. Just give me 2 seconds. Looks like we got over 477 people watching. Only 91 likes.
All right.
What's going on, team?
Chat. Listen, if you go ahead and get me to 300 right off the bat, if you get me to 300 likes, I will grab a Microsoft 300 YOLO within a minute of the open if we can get to 300. Get to 300 likes, and I'll grab a 300 YOLO on Microsoft. It's kind of that simple. So come on, smack it up, help us get there, and watch me lose money. That's kind of fun, isn't it?
Hey, one thing I'll say for those guys that are sneaking at work, this is the time where you sneak and you hit the like button right underneath the table. It's okay. I know you have the hidden iPad. We won't get you in trouble, but I need you to hit the like.
Smack it. We're at 150. Come on. Can we get 100%?
You know there's those iPad traders out there.
Oh, 100%. Are you kidding?
Sneaking it at work, like looking at the portfolio.
All right. That's the bell.
Let's do it. Let's do it, guys.
Tell you what. I'll give you guys a discount, right? If we get to 200, I will grab a 300 YOLO right now.
We got 168. We need to keep it going. Let's go. Get those likes up. Let's get it up there. Only 30 more. Let's go.
Come on. All right, I went ahead and got in. I got filled at 85 cents. Let's see what happens here, baby. 85 cents.
You see, he's already doing it for you guys. You guys give him the likes.
Smack it. Get
this guy's taking an option trade live right now.
Smack it. Come on. But anyway, Let's take a
There
look
you
at what's
go,
going on. So obviously
184, we're almost
Microsoft.
there. 16
Microsoft
more.
is
Let's
definitely
go.
something that I'm taking a look at. It smacked 300 in pre-market and rejected. So like you said, that's going to happen. That's no problem whatsoever. But I do expect it to come back and break it. And we'll get there. I need 12 more likes. Come on. Hey, Trader Winsberg, you got to do what you got to do, right? If you're going to blow your money on a YOLO, you got to get a little bit of liking back. You know what I mean? Come on.
All right. Right now I'm looking at DE and CAT. I saw industrials pop up a little bit. Looking to see what's going to happen with technology.
Me too.
But that's the interesting one for me right out the gates. Let's see what happens.
Microsoft trying to hold in this 300 level, but it looks like it's coming back and forth here. I mean, it looks strong, but this could get pulled anytime. FL strong as well out of the gate.
There you go. Starting to see tech lead us from the
That's
open.
what I need, baby. That's what I need. Lead us to the promised land.
And the leading industries there are going to be semiconductors and semiconductor equipments right now.
Solar up. E-Trade Pro is working just fine for me. And man,
NVIDIA, nice push right out the
working
gates.
for you.
Just to point it out, Zunaid.
I'm looking at it now. Oof. Man, I missed that 200 because I went for Microsoft. Damn.
Yeah, it was nice, right? Right there. Boom. Really strong candle right out the gates.
All right, can I get a retest of 200 though? Can I get that, please? Come on, let me get a retest.
Which pick are you?
VWAP right now.
I'm looking at NVIDIA. Yeah, it's at VWAP. Let me get that 200 test though.
So is AMD. I like that AMD one. I would have taken it if I would have had it on the VWAP there, but I wasn't ready for it.
NVIDIA is interesting to me. Yesterday's high of day 205. I think we take that down. We keep going up.
NVIDIA starting to push through the high right now, trying to get through that level. Let's see if it gets up through there.
Microsoft still having trouble with that 300 level.
All right, guys, just want to point out the sectors moving right now. At the top is consumer, cyclical, and technology. And this is based not off the overall change, but change since open daily.
Come on, let's see what's going on.
Specialty retailers doing well.
Microsoft again. So look, you know what the low of day is. If it breaks that 300, go ahead and get yourself in. Depending on your stop loss, you can stop loss right below VWAP, or you can go ahead and have a stop loss below 299. Like I said before at the top of the show. So there's that 300. We got it on Microsoft, and we just broke it. So I just went ahead and got a little position on that break. Like I said,
Are you
I expect it to come down.
Zunaid?
What's up?
Are you trading today's call?
Yes, I went ahead and grabbed today's 300 calls at 85 cents. I believe that's the one that I had called out. Now that same option, which by the way, I traded that live. Don't you dare say I did it afterwards. Is now at 150. There you go. That's my face a little bit. But yeah, those Microsoft calls that I got are now at $1.55. They did go up to $1.65.
All right, I'm putting out an industry here. Specialty retailer and looking good. Wayfair, nice push on up from 284 to 288 right out the gates. 4-point move, not looking bad either. Let me look at some other ones here. You also got, Wolf, I'm watching. Neg is another one to keep on watch with this, because if these are going to move, you could get a move in that one. I'll definitely keep it on watch. Foot Locker up 10%, but what did it do right out the gates? Like I thought it would do. It just pulled back there. Reason why? It's just way too big of a move pre-market. When you have these massive moves in stocks that don't make massive moves pre-market, you can always look for kind of what I look for is an hourly pullback to support right out the gates, because that's usually just people taking profits into the open.
So real quick here, SSY really pushing the highs strong. This is definitely something to watch. And Macy's coming back on from yesterday. Macy's, if it takes out yesterday's high, and it did here we are. We popped above that high. So I'm not in this, but Macy's looking strong right out of the gate here. This is definitely providing a trade.
Big rip in aluminum, guys. AA, you can look at it. Alcoa, nice push
baby.
there.
Come on, Macy's. Hey, real quick, solar up. I'm using PC, but I agree with you. The reason I bought a PC is because, yeah, Mac don't play nice with an E-Trade Pro, so I had to go ahead and do that. By the way, Microsoft is popping right back down. I'm still in my position. And you got like a 50-cent stop loss now if you want to get in now. It's at $299.50. My stop loss again would be low of day. I still have my YOLO. I'm taking that all day long. I'm not worried about it. But if you guys wanted to get into Microsoft, I am red by about 60 cents. You can go ahead. Stop loss, low of day.
One of the
FLGC halted to the upside.
I don't like the daily. the
Thanks,
auto
Erik.
manufacturer is doing decent right now. I'm looking at some of these like XPEV, NIO, LI, Tesla up about 1.2%. Let's see what Tesla does today. A lot of news, a lot of people focusing on that robotics.
Let me go ahead and sorry, I'm focusing on this Microsoft. I went ahead and grabbed a little bit more at 299.10. My stop loss will be 298.70.
Wasn't able to get that VWAP entry there on XPEV, but I did like the look. I'll show the look right now. Nice push up.
Don't do it,
Quick
Microsoft.
pullback.
Don't do it, Microsoft. Don't do it.
MST.
Don't do it.
Ooh, hard turnaround there near the 300s.
Come on, don't do it. All right,
Ooh.
it did it. It did it. Stopped
It
me
did
out.
it.
Yep.
Yep.
Well,
happens.
that's an L. But again, I still have my YOLO. Still have my
Smash
YOLO.
the like for my man.
SSY, guys. SSY took out 20 again.
That's why.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not in this yet. But this thing looks
I
like
like the
to me it
volume.
wants to go higher.
Yeah, I like the volume right there. That just
Yeah, me
shows
too.
me right there.
I mean, this is really pouring in
And
here
if you
now.
look on the weekly, you'll actually see a nice trend. A lot of wicks past $4, but I mean, doesn't mean we can't get up there today.
Yeah, you know, one of the other things about this particular name, if we really get a volume surge in this name, this is liable to halt. Here we are at the 20 spot again. They took it out again. I mean, this thing really wants.
I like it here.
Yeah,
I like it here.
Like I said, I'm trying to be a little bit more tactical, a little bit more selective, but I do like this one here. To keep every time it pops through 20, they keep pushing it back down.
Let
It
me
looks like
look
it
at the
wants to
level
go.
2 there.
It really does.
These are important, guys, to look at the level 2s and your overall depth. Whenever you're trading these cheaper names, what happens is a lot of times there's some there could even be dark pool ordering on a stock like this.
NVIDIA 200 YOLO just grabbed it. Fill price 213. It went ahead and tested that 200. It bounced. Went ahead and tested it again. Let's see what happens. VWAP reject will be the first resistance, which is around 201 area. If we make it above that, I'm looking to have it test high of day at around 202.75. Getting a phone call. It's probably my bank saying stop wasting money.
There's someone bidding on 318s. Ryan is 1,518 size there. So someone's definitely putting the bid underneath this, trying to get it through the resistance.
Yeah,
Every
you
time
know
it
what?
pops into the 25, there's someone that steps up on the sell.
You know what else I noticed? Mitch. They've been kind of moving that. Here it goes.
Right there.
Yeah. So there's your pop right there. I mean, 333. That's 13-cent pop through 320. And then at 13, yeah, I saw it. NAI got over the 50-day moving average. NAI, this thing, this is not a day trade. I know we're here to day trade. This is not a day trade for me.
Look how it pulls back right now to that 318, right where that guy was putting in that bid. There's a reason why that happens, right? It's because he's pretty much supporting the push on through that 325. And his size was getting filled, and as soon as his size got filled, what did it do? It popped the ass to 325. Yep. Some people hit the buy because they just see it break out. And then that guy's actually sitting good, right? Because he's at 318. So it comes right back to his level, putting pressure on him, the big boy. And now he's looking at it like, okay, I'm going to hold off a VWAP here. You could get a lot of times a little test to VWAP here or a little bit underneath it. But what you want to see is when you come back through that 325, the flow of the time and sales to just go green with a good amount of 1,000 orders, 2,000, 10,000 order going through. Yep. That's what you want to be seeing on the time and sales. Right there, you see right there, 9,000 shares go through, 4,000 shares go through. Those are the kind of orders that I pay attention to because
Me too.
Those 100 orders, those are nothing.
Mitch, what I did was I actually filtered my time and sales in Thinkorswim to only show me orders over 1,000, which you had done the other day, right? You had given me instructions on that. So this is kind of what I'm watching here.
Has that been helping? Do you think?
Yeah, definitely. It is. It's great. It's really an effective way of kind of weeding out some of those smaller orders that you just talked about that don't really matter. The other thing here is we're taking a look at VWAP here. I had VWAP at 313, I believe. Yeah, 312 now here. You can see we're actually pulling back in on SSY. This is actually good as far as I'm concerned.
Look right now, you saw 3 levels get stacked up on the bid side. I didn't want to interrupt you, but at 310, there was 3 orders that got put up there: 311, 310, 309. Big orders got put up there. So the big thing now is just you don't see that $3 breakdown. So it could have been someone just bidding down below, trying to get a big bid there. What happens is the market makers see those big bids there and they just attack them. They're just like, all right, we'll scoop that share size right quick. Now the big thing is you want to see quick reversals if you're looking for a bullish trade here at $3.
Okay, so a lot happened. A lot happened while we were doing that. I was actually waiting for this to break down. I agree with you, Mitch. We really can't afford to break down much through 3, but I was waiting for a pull here because this now sets up to take out that high of day later today. You can see here the buyers are not going to let this go through 3 easily, right? They're gonna try and keep it here. So I'm not in a rush to buy right here. I actually want to see this kind of trade back up. Still really good volume here. So I also want to make sure it doesn't break down through 3. It's really good
that
level too, though.
That NVIDIA YOLO that I called out, it went up 50%. I did go ahead and exit one of the 2 contracts that I have. The other one, I'm just going to let it ride. If it does break a low of day, I might break it. That Microsoft one, you should be up. Let me see what that one's up. That one should be up about 50% right now. So again, cut it if you want. For me, I'm hoping that it breaks the 300 level and continues to rock throughout the day. But you're up. Take it, and don't say I made you lose money. Someone in the chat was talking about how I got hunted for that Microsoft play. Yeah, I did, but keep in mind it was 298.65 was my exit, right? So 5 cents below the 270 stop loss that I had. But the stock went all the way down to 298, so that's 65 cents that I didn't really have to worry about. And I can always get back in. Yeah, they got me. It's fine. It flushed through like Mitch showed on stream, but I was able to kind of get back in. I still had my YOLO. Now, real quick, Microsoft is rejecting that 300. It's around VWAP. Let's see if it makes a higher high around 299 area or at least above 298. And then we know that, hey, maybe there's a trend happening intraday. It doesn't confirm it just yet, but that's what I want to see is a higher high. And then right now you have NVIDIA bouncing off of VWAP around 201. Those are the updates on the tickers that I'm looking at and the plays that I am in. No paper trading here.
Someone saying D-Nut is climbing there. Let's take a look here at D-Nut. Look at that. Nice little push right out the gates, guys. I should have been watching that. I was sleeping. 4% move right out the gates.
Donut had some nice options. Donut had some nice options a while back. I can't remember exactly what was purchased, but I know they had
Wolf,
a
nice
little
pullback to VWAP. Let's see if it gets on up there towards 2150s from here. That'll be a nice 50-cent push. And then once it gets to 2150s, does have some clear space to start pushing. Let's see if it gets through that 2150, and then next level up for me is 22.
And real quick, 13 can is moving indeed. BTBT also, remember BTBT, the trade was through 13. All right, trade was through 13. We're got 25 cents here now through 13.
Ooh, look at that. Nice push there.
Here we go. Here comes the push. So this is the push that you want to be in. If you're in this now from our call earlier, you want to trim here a little bit, book some of those gains because this is likely to pull at some point. It may set up again for another trade, but right here, if you took that trade through 13, go ahead and trim a little bit. You got 30 cents off that.
All right, for you day traders, when I see a trade like this is when I actually used to use hotkeys. So one of my hotkeys used to be a limit order 20 cents or 30 cents higher, and I'd put that on like a let's say hotkey F2 or something like that. The reason why is that a lot of times when you go to put in your limit orders, right, you have to actually click or type in the limit order. Sometimes for me, a lot of my trades I'd be taking, especially when I day traded like 20, 30 cents, I was risking maybe 5 cents. So I'd put out a limit order plus 30 cents or limit order plus 40 cents. I mean, whatever you want, but this helps you because you get an instant order out. And let's say if the stock pops up there, you get an instant fill sometimes.
I'd be very surprised, Dave, if Fidelity doesn't have VWAP. I'm actually very, very surprised by that if that is the case. And keep in mind, you can use Fidelity for your trading platform, but you can get TD Ameritrade, don't have to put any cash in there, and you can use their charting platform. Or if you want to use TradingView, you can sign up for their free one, or Benzinga Pro has TradingView inside their platform as well. And you can check that out for 2 weeks free. Real quick on Microsoft, I talked about how we want a higher high with Microsoft around $299. That's exactly what we got. Now we're above 300, still holding on to that YOLO. Let's see what that YOLO is now.
All right, I'm going to point out the top sectors here. Top sectors: healthcare, technology, and then basic materials.
YOLO is up 100%. I'm going to need y'all to take that if you are
Way
in
to
the
go,
trade.
Zunaid.
Thank you.
Go, Zoop.
What did you just say?
You call him Zoot?
Zoop.
By the way, Mitch, were you talking about 20, 30 cents, right? So 20, 30 cents limit would be from your entry price. That's what the calculation is for that hotkey?
Yes.
Okay.
So you set it up entry price, limit, and then a lot of times it's going to be on the ass side, but I put plus 30 or plus 40. So you're essentially, you have to code it correctly. But what does that do is that just puts out a limit order, 30 cents into the profit, 40 cents into the profit.
I feel you. By the way, real quick, I told you guys break of 300 retest. We got the retest. If you want to get in, go ahead and get in now. Your stop loss can be right below VWAP, which is $299.56. Why don't you make your stop loss $299.45? And in terms of NVIDIA, had a retest of that 200, and now it's popping as well. So all around, what I'm seeing, fellas, is a higher high with NVIDIA, BABA, Microsoft. I can only assume that might be the theme in terms of the tech sector. I'm not looking around, so Mitch, I'll rely on you to tell me that. But there's Microsoft, $300.80.
Yes.
Let's go.
Seeing technology push. When you see technology push, look at Microsoft right here. Look at this technology, also this index. Look, when you see that kind of push, what did it do? It held VWAP, push on out. Didn't even come below VWAP on the index, giving us the strength that is in technology right now. Solar is actually leading, guys. JKS, I'm going to go ahead and put that one out there. I actually been looking for solar to really get hot. I have this feeling going into the winter months, that's usually when you get seasonality to play into solar plays. Look at it on the daily chart. Look at it on the weeklies. You guys tell me what you guys think after the stream. But that's what I've been seeing, and that's what I'm looking for. I don't like to overreact to a lot of the trends, so I look for at least a good starter day or maybe a good week. But definitely today, JKS up about 7%. You got SunW up about 4%, and then SPWR 2%. Mainly, there's only one name red. That's what's important here. That's when I look for kind of some seasonality, trend change, or an actual industry push.
Real quick, Microsoft, I had 3 contracts as YOLO. I just went ahead and exited one of them at 301. Someone in the chat, Theater Guy, where is TradingView in Pro? Ryan, you're the man, the expert. Would you mind quickly just showing our viewers where you can access TradingView inside Benzinga Pro?
Yeah, absolutely, Zunaid. I love TradingView. TradingView is going to be our robust chart within the details tool. All right. So any layout, or excuse me, any workspace where you have a details tool, all you have to do is click on the chart tab. In fact, the details tool by default is going to look like this, where you get a little lightweight chart, a news feed, and some other information. But if you want the TradingView chart that we're talking about here, click on the chart tab. And this is the TradingView chart that you are familiar with, embedded right here within the details tool. All of these drawing tools are going to be very similar to what you already know, as well as the indicators and then all of the settings, of course.
Interesting one. ASO pushed up there towards about 37, then pulled back towards 36, 33, bouncing off the VWAP, now starting to push back up. I'll keep an eye on that one. I know that you guys were looking at, I think, big lots today.
Yeah, the BBIG.
Yeah, BBIG.
Yep.
I think that one started to just push right now, but I mean,
Foot Locker looks like it might be curling here. Okay, kind of we pulled as soon as the open, or right after the open. This is normal behavior for stocks that gap up, especially like this. Looks like we are trying to curl here now. We're kind of breaking back down here. So if we break back down here, I think we need to wait for another support. But if we're able to successfully curl here, we might make another run at 60. I guess the conference call is going on right now, so you're going to be at the mercy of some of the headlines coming out of there. So maybe if you're trading this, you should probably pull that conference call up and listen to that live. That might give you an indication on if you got to cut something or not. Lots of selling volume in this out of the open here. PDD strong out of the open after just getting absolutely annihilated recently.
And keep in mind, their earnings are supposed to come out, I think, next week. I know that because I worked on the earnings calendar, and there it is on your screen there as well. So Q2 earnings confirmed in 4 days. So if you want to play an earnings run up, you can maybe take a look at the chart and see if it's
CR said you just beat the squawk on Foot Locker. Factory issue. Foot Locker got news about a warehouse shutdown. Oh man. So there you go. That's I'm glad that you called that out because I don't have the conference call on right now, but you always need to be aware of that. And it's fitting that.
Wait, I'm sorry. How'd you know that?
We're talking about it. Say again.
So why is it moving? Is how you knew before the swap.
So you just asked how I knew. So the details tool has given me all this information, and it says in here that the conference call is in progress. So immediately, my brain thinks, well, you're going to hear headlines out of that conference call that are either going to be bullish or bearish. And I'm looking at the stock trade down here. CR is got our back here, and he's watching us. He said you beat Squawk because Charlie ended up squawking that, but we ended up beating it here. How about that?
There you go, baby. There you go, baby. Watch out, Charlie. Watch out. By the way, NVIDIA 3 times top tick 202.50. If we break that, if not, 200 is going to be your support before we go ahead and crack down to 199. But 202.50 on NVIDIA, big resistance intraday. Right there. You see it.
I think if you pop there, are you in those calls?
So I had 2 of the YOLOs in NVIDIA. I went ahead and exit one of them for 50% gain. I do have one of them still left. I'm just going to let that ride.
Okay. I was going to say, if you wanted to close that out, pop above that 202.50 level that you just identified could cause for a run. It might be able to trim there.
Yep. No, I agree with you, especially because yesterday made that run to 205, right? So what I'm thinking is 202.50. If we break that, 205 has got to be your next stop. But Baba, nice little bounce off of VWAP. VWAP. There we go. Microsoft, $1.17 move from that break that we talked about, 300. I need to know in the chat if you took any of these YOLOs and you made some profit. Let us know. If you took the SSY trade that we went over, let us know. If you took the donut trade that we told you guys about, let us know. And again, we gave you the plan. We gave you the stop losses, we gave you the entry, we gave you everything, and we told you when we got in.
All right, time to catch up with the chat, guys. If you guys got a stock you guys want us to take a look at, put it up there. Looking like Mara jumped. That's what they're saying there.
All those Bitcoin plays, yeah.
Bitcoin plays moving well there. Not a bad day for those. Let me take a look here. What other ones? How are you trading JKS, day or swing? To me, that would be kind of more of a day move right now because you're getting off of big daily support. But you could look into a swing. If I do swing trades, I use more deeper time frames like an hourly chart. You could take a look. Let's take a look at JKS. To me, yeah, you'd have to look at the hourly and then get back towards at least 39.25s around there. And I don't think you're going to get back there today. So I'd be looking for more of a day trade on this one, JKS.
And if I was looking to swing this, let's take both sides of that, Mitch. If I was looking to swing this, I actually want this to come in a little bit more to 37. I think we're going to get a little bit better support there. We are getting that round number phenomenon support right here. So perhaps possible to try and leg into this. But yeah, I mean, I'd actually like this to come in a little bit more. I see another ticker here in the chat. How would you trade TSM? All right, this is a really, really good question. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't have a really good answer for this. Under normal circumstances, I would say I'd love to swing TSM, especially off of support. A quick look at the chart shows us that we are right there, right? Support right about 108. We're at 109 right here. Here's the problem. TSM is going to be at the center of a lot of this global conflict right now with China moving some of their ships around there in the South China Sea. So let's be very, very careful about TSM. This is absolutely going to be affected by headlines. There could be fear built into this. You could have some of your stops hunted. This thing could make some real wild moves. I'm not saying you can't trade it, but please understand the situation that you're going to be in if you're in TSM. To answer your question, Rodrigo, right off the top, I want to trade this off of support. 108 is going to be one of my support levels. I think TSM is one of the strongest semiconductors in the companies in the world. They supply an enormous percentage of the United States. I would absolutely take this to the long side. I would want to do it off of support. Be careful with headline risk.
Real quick, Microsoft
saying descending triangle on the daily. Sorry.
You're good. You're perfectly fine. By the way, Microsoft, $2.50 move from that break of 300. I am all out of my YOLOs. Last exit was $2.69 from 85 cents. Somebody in the chat let me know that you played that YOLO and you made some money. Somebody, at least one person, let me know that we went ahead and got you some McDonald's.
Our hood trader today.
Yeah, I got the hood. When I got the hood on, it's game time. By the way,
It's
look,
game time,
Microsoft is
game
still
time.
going, touching 303.
Look at that. Look at
By
that.
the way,
Jody giving you a big old thanks. And for the
Hey.
deep dog, last week. You see?
I love
You
it.
got
I love
some
it.
love
Hey,
out there.
you are welcome. That's exactly what we're here for. By the way, NVIDIA, dude, it's going to break that 202.50. I'm seeing options come in for 205 on my scanners. NVIDIA, if you're going to, guys, take a look at it. Especially if it breaks 202.50, wait for that retest. Go ahead and get in. Stop loss would be near VWAP. We already gave you the entry at 200. So if you are listening to us, you're already up 250, but I do think it has a good chance of getting 205, especially if the market participates. It's knocking on that door, Ryan. It's knocking on that 205 door, hoping for somebody to answer. And good God, look at Microsoft. Damn.
Microsoft.
Like, somebody tell to slow down. It's speeding a little too much for me.
Yeah, you know what else is cool about this is Apple actually really gave you a good trade here today too, right? You got a little bit of a pull right out of the open, and then it bounced in tandem with Microsoft. There were a couple of other stocks going too. Wasn't Baba trading up? Baba's trade. I'm still going to be hands off on this, but this one was trading up as well. And then we had Nvidia, right? NVDA.
Yep.
This looks very similar to Baba actually.
It does. And Baba and NVIDIA, right? If you're going to get into it, it kind of has like that triple top. It's intraday when it's knocking on it, right? If you're going to play it, your stop loss has got to be below 165. That's kind of like a psychological level, if you will. But it's like $1.50 stop loss. If you're going to get in, you got to make sure you're okay riding that to 168 so that way your risk reward at least makes sense. If you want to play with it, you want to be risky, grab yourself a 167 or 170 YOLO and see how that works out. But there's NVIDIA 202.64. Need some volume to push it through. Haven't seen it yet. By the way, someone in the chat said they're in Microsoft and that they're still in it. If it's a YOLO, please go ahead and book your gains. You don't need to retire off of one trade. Hit those singles and doubles and win yourself the ball game. So if you're in the trade and you got a YOLO, please go ahead and secure some profits.
The underrated bunt. That's all I can say.
Come on.
VRPX getting a little action today. It looks like we're trying to take out yesterday's highs. This thing obviously a huge pullback from its outsized run, but still could show a trade opportunity here. So I'd actually look for this first to kind of clear out 18, and then we really need this to clear out 1875.
Scott mentioned in the chat, Apple headed to 150. Ryan, I was thinking about you the other day because Apple broke 150 and it went to like 151, 152 maybe. What did you do with your options? Update us.
Of course, I trimmed them as anyone would do with any type of good risk management. That was it for me. This is the last portion of my position. They were closed out for a gain. I also noticed that, there have been a lot of stocks that they've been doing this on that's been very, very difficult to trade this. So one of the other reasons why I closed it out, in addition to those options expiring this week, look what happened, right? So this is back on August 16th. We took out 150. So we immediately took out 150 right out of the open. Immediately, this stock got slammed 3.5 points. Very, very difficult to day trade some of these breaks here because as soon as you're making new highs and breaking out, you're getting slammed back down. When I saw that, I was like, oh no, I don't know if I'm going to get this set up again. And then I got it the next day and I was like, you know what? I'm out of here, guys. See you later. Took that. Exited that position. The reality is that if I had sold all of my position on my first sale, I would have made more money. But the reason that I held some of that is I wanted to see if we could continue to push past 150. We were unable to do that, so I just cut it and took what I had, moving on.
And that's the thing about options. You're probably wondering, wait, Ryan, the stock went higher than it was previously. So how did you make less money? Well, it's all about data, IV, and the Greeks and options. So you got to eat. Options is not the same exact thing as common. So if you're going to trade options and these things we're talking about, make sure you know what you're looking at. Mitch, we might need that disclaimer here soon.
and real quick, we'll take a look at Snow here real quick. But Webcoin, I wanted to answer you. Webcoin, GRNQ, there were 2 trades today already on GRNQ. You got one out of the open, right? We flushed right down to 127, bounced off of that all the way up to 145. In a matter of 2 minutes. When we pulled from that initial spike, as soon as we curled back up through this line, we got another pop, this one up to 160. Not sure this is done yet. This definitely has some interest here today. Don't chase those candles. Wait for this to come back in before you take a stab at scalping this. Let's go ahead and take a look at Snow. I haven't even looked at this yet today. This is getting murdered. What is going on here with Snow? Anyone have any context on snow?
No, I do not. I'm looking at Zynga right now. Tried to break 850. I'm trying to get in here, but I'm trying to see the level 2 before I jump in.
Man,
there you
so
go, stacked up that 49, 48, 47, 46. That's exactly what I want to see. Let me try to get in here on 50s pullbacks.
So real quick here on snow, we're down 10% here. We're down 30 points on snow. The only thing I'm seeing in the news feed here is a snowflake is not a compelling buy. This is a Seeking Alpha article. I'll be honest with you. I haven't gone through the article. I don't know who wrote it, but I would be shocked if that is the only reason why this stock is selling off. There might be something else in there. I don't know what the answer is. So Noah, I'm sorry, I don't have any more information for you. This is an ugly day so far.
NVDA 203.66.
Boom,
Come
baby.
on, man.
Your
Playing. It's Lotto Friday, baby.
I'm going to start taking these.
It was a great day to be in tech. I mean, a great day to be in tech. That's one of the things is if you look on the RSI for tech, we were getting really down and we just reversed from the kind of 36, 34 area. This is what you want to see. Whenever you get those big reversals, you got to look at those stocks because that's what you're going to see on those charts. And those come with momentum. And when traders jump on it, like Zunaid's doing here, that's exactly what's happening, right? They're seeing the reversal, they're seeing the momentum, and then they just ride that momentum. Doesn't mean the momentum's always going to last.
Absolutely.
But it definitely gives you that opportunity to make your money.
You've got Jute, if I'm pronouncing that correctly in the chat, saying, I'm waiting for 206 NVIDIA. Let's go. I don't know if you're in comments. I don't know if you're in what. We talked about this earlier during the show. NVIDIA had a resistance around, I think it was like 205 and some change, right? So for me personally, if it hits around 204.50, I'm getting out with my YOLO. I'm out. Could it go higher? Of course it can. Anything can. But for me personally, 204.50, I've got an alert. As soon as I see it, I'm out of my options. But good luck to you on that 206. Obviously, it's got to break 205. To me, that resistance is going to be a little bit tough. And if you're not in the trade yet, right, let's just talk about it. If you're not in the trade of NVIDIA, don't buy it here. The risk reward isn't going to be that great. You want to go ahead and you want to wait till about maybe 202 area, and your stop loss would be below VWAP, which would give you about a 70-cent stop loss. So, don't FOMO in, because then your risk reward is going to be garbage, and that's how you're going to end up losing a lot of money.
FOMO.
You don't want to risk $100 to make 10. That's awful. Don't do that. Someone in the chat saying SMG.
That's
I'm glad that wasn't another ticker or another letter at the end there. This looks thinly traded, so not sure what's happening there, but
let's look at some consumer cyclicals, see what we're seeing there.
Well, VIX is getting melted right now.
The VIX is getting melted.
Melted, baby.
And that's going to be good for your YOLO trades here. That's for
yes,
sure.
It will. Yes, it will. I'm still in the NVIDIA one. Yep. I'm still in the NVIDIA one. Like I said, I think I've only got one contract left in NVIDIA. I'm all out of Microsoft, for this week YOLOs. NVIDIA, I think it'll retest that 202.50, maybe even that VWAP, and then hopefully it'll go. Again, it's all about the higher highs. That's what it's all about.
Well, you guys heard me bring up earlier XPEV. I wanted to get in on that VWAP. I couldn't get in on that little pullback. It didn't get me a fill there, but look at that. That's as pretty as it gets. Just a harmony almost there. Very much you can see the buying pressure when you see that wick there just in the VWAP. Right back up. Those are my favorite kind of trades.
We've got Andrew in the chat. Was the YOLO details for Microsoft said or shown? So before market opened, I went ahead and said, as soon as it does, I'm going to go ahead and grab Microsoft 300 calls, right? And then we also detailed the plan out about, hey, look, it might break this and it might do that. It might do the retest. Here are the stop losses and all of that. So it was mentioned before the market opened, and we had commentary throughout the show as well. Dip buy, pins, that's hood dip buy. What's going on with hood?
The hood. Put the hood up.
Hood. Oh, yeah, I'm not touching hood because it just looks a little weird.
About all that.
Well, your hood's not up.
Oh, you're right. It's not up because I'm not buying it, right? If I'm buying it, the hood would be up. The hood would be up if I was buying it. Microsoft, I believe that's new high of day, 303.75. That's a $4 move from the breakout. Come on. We're paying people's college tuition out here. No ramen for us today, guys. No ramen.
Dude, this Floor Group Corp, this is the biggest. I don't even know what to call this stock.
So take a look. Okay, so real quick, stop where your screen is. Chat.
Yeah.
Look at where that support is. And the only reason I bring this up is because if you've been watching us for the past few weeks, we talk about psychological numbers all the time. I'm like a broken record with it. Look at that $10 level that was support. So we often talk about when do you get in and when do you get out. If you were looking at this stock, forget hindsight. I already know that I'm going to get in around $10.15 or so, and my stop loss is going to be about $9.90. Look at that. That $10 just held. And like Mitch got the level 2 up. You always want to take a look at the level 2 and see what that's doing around those psychological numbers. There's a reason that NVIDIA got smacked at 200. There's a reason that Microsoft got smacked at 300 before it broke it. Those psychological numbers really, really matter.
That's 100% true.
Let's see what else is going on. NVIDIA, okay, it's coming down to that VWAP. So if you want to grab it, you can grab it here at 202.15. Your stop loss would be, let's just call it about 201. I'm trying to see right below that VWAP.
Yeah, I like the 200 look now that you got in that 15-minute push, just because you got the 9 EMA below it. You could get that 201 test right now.
And this is where it's tricky. This is where a lot of traders, right, including myself, have to deal with this. Where it's like, okay, cool, it broke VWAP. Yeah, but that $200 support is right below. I'll just wait for that one.
Yeah, the reason
You're
why
risking more and more. Get out the trade, and if it goes to 200-ish, get in.
Because there's different levels, right, on the 1 minute here versus, let's say, the 5 minute versus the 15. And so one of the things that you have to pay attention to is when there's different levels on the multi-time frame, essentially there is no support, at least for the short term being. You have to go further back to find a matching support. And so this is what I've been talking about with some traders have been asking me, but I drew a bull flag and it just doesn't hold support. Well, can you see that bull flag on multi-time frames?
Yeah.
That's going to help you really determine if that's a support or not. Because if you can't see it on multi-time frames, a lot of the times it just probably isn't a true support. Just because you see something on a 1 minute doesn't necessarily make it a support. Just because you see something on the 5 minute doesn't make it a support. Always look at multi-time frames to show you the way that the stock's actually trending.
Someone, by the way, you got a bunch of Foot Locker calls that are coming in. Someone in the chat said, should have bought Ryan's 418. What's he talking about?
Which one?
That's Theater Guy said, should have bought Ryan's 418. I'm not
Yeah,
sure what he's referring to.
I believe that was 8. Okay, so the actual level here. This chart's a little bit dirtier. Let me pull up VRPX. So I believe
dirty
what
charts.
He's talking about
watching now.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry.
Nothing. He's
dirty
making fun of
charts.
you. You're fine.
The level that I was looking at here is going to be, I think, 1828. Is that what he's referring to? Ryan's 418.
Oh, he said $18
level. So $18 is going to be that round number here that we were talking about popping through. The high was 1830. This area here was going to be your resistance. The volume really picked up. As soon as we came through here, this actually went to 20. You could see here, I was watching it. VRPX started to ramp. I was actually a little bit too slow to take this one. I would like to, and you know what though? This thing has been so crazy. Take this small. Don't try to be a hero with the stock. Be very, very careful. If you need to, trade it more than once. But yeah, this thing popped through 18 to 20 on that move there. Theater Guy, if you hit that, good stuff, my man. Good way to start your weekend.
I'm gonna here. Let me here. Let me see if I can.
And it looks like VRPX here. We might try to take that high out. Looking pretty strong here. Looking pretty strong.
All right, are you guys able to see my chart here? Just the trading view. Because sometimes I'd be sharing stuff I ain't got to share. But okay, look.
Whoa.
Literally, I meant stop it. I meant in terms of like count information. Listen, we went ahead and talked about, hey, NVIDIA is going to bounce off of that VWAP. Go ahead and keep in mind that's where you want to get in, and your stop loss is right below. What did NVIDIA do? It went ahead and bounced off of that VWAP. You got to learn how to trade psychological numbers, and you got to learn about the VWAP. Google it, YouTube it. I don't know if Money Mitch has got a video out about it or not, but there it is. Nvidia easily bounced off of that, and now you're up 90 cents. You can wait for a break, or you can go ahead and get out if you're happy with your scalp. Whatever the case is, like I said, I'm already in that Nvidia trade. I'm looking to get out around that 204.50 area because that was resistance, or excuse me, 205 had a tough time yesterday. So anyway, pay attention, learn, hit those singles, and smash the like. There's a lot of good content out here today. Come on.
Well, there are a lot of trade setups here today. A lot of good trade setups today.
Today's one of those days where, like, we talk about chop days and trend days and all that, right? So today's one of those days where, like, look, things are moving. You got to take advantage of it. If you know tech is moving and your stock, which is in the tech sector, is near support, you may want to get in. That risk reward is going to be very beneficial to you. Wouldn't be surprised if Nvidia tries to do a 10-minute bull flag here and then breaks out. Regardless, I do believe we will get near that 204 level, 204.50. I am out. Hey, you got a little compliment there. Talking bread. Learn about VWAP from Money Mitch.
Boom.
And we've got someone trolling me saying, I want to see.
That's the only thing you'll ever see on the screen.
Someone's trolling me saying, I want to see what else is on Zunaid's screen.
Yeah, you're going to.
Hey. OnlyFans is until October, bro. Keep that off.
Oh, I love it.
I saw the funniest tweet that I saw yesterday was about the OnlyFans change. It was
the tweet
I had a stomach ache for a half hour from laughing from the tweet that I saw. Are you
talking about the Benzinga tweet?
No, here. You want me to pull it up here real quick? Let me pull it up.
Because Aaron Bree, my man Aaron Bree, went ahead and put out a tweet.
Yeah,
Mitch.
did you see what happened? Did you see what happened with that, Zunaid?
Look, I'm gonna go.
Did you see what happened with that?
I don't know. I mean, I knew it had some nice traction. I knew it got some nice traction.
Right,
what else?
Mitch, my screen.
There you go. Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the
Boom.
other one.
Zoom in for us a little bit. Hey.
How to make money work. Oh, I love it.
I'm sorry.
When
I saw
this, is that the same thing for trading?
When I say that again,
is that the same thing for trading? They open it up. They're like,
totally
"How do you make
different
money
for trading.
trading?"
But when I saw that come across the wire, I laughed way harder than I probably should have. It lasted for a while. I mean, I was cheesing like Spencer sometimes does here on the stream. I mean, it was going on for a while. My stomach hurt. I was laughing so hard. That's such a good.
This is what my man Aaron Bree went ahead and put up. Let's go ahead. This is what he put up right here.
OnlyFans news. Good for Bitcoin.
Did you see the comment though?
I did. I saw your little comment.
No. But did you see the comment before that? They tried to blame it on me. They were like, did Money Mitch do this? This seems like a text that Money Mitch would have wrote.
Oh, man.
I love that one right there. Hit the like, guys. You guys having some fun time trading with us. We're going to get back to stocks here for you in a second here. But definitely, as you can see, we like to have a good time. Check us out on Twitter. You guys can see our handles right next to our names. Hit us up. Give us a follow. We talk stocks all throughout the week, not just Wednesday through Friday. So definitely stay with us, guys.
What's going on with NVIDIA? We talked about that VWAP bounce. Boom. You got it. Called it out live here. Now we talked about possibly a bull flag building. You might get that. And then that break, hopefully up to the 204.50 level. That's still what I'm looking at. We can leave my screen here and all that. That's perfectly fine because we're going to see NVIDIA hit that 204.50, and I'm getting the freak out of my trade. My YOLO trade, that is. And I agree. Aaron Bree, that was great marketing. I called Aaron Bree, by the way, and I messed with him. I was like, yo, Jason just got so pissed at me. I don't know who tweeted that, but I'm about to get fired. Do you know what's going on?
Did you really do that? That's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Aaron Bree, if you're in the chat, man, talk about it. I know I got you a little bit. Had to have a little fun with him.
Got to.
Bitcoin highs, guys. Bitcoin highs. GRNQ at that 127 level. I'm debating on whether or not I actually want to take it here. I'm not sure it's got the strength. We already had that huge pop through here, so I'm just not sure on this 127 level. This would be if you're anxious for a trade, this would be the time to trade it. Keep your stop tight. 125, 124 stop. Just make it a couple of cents.
Here, I don't really watch Bitcoin because I'm not a trader of that. But let me go ahead and pull it up for everyone in the chat. I'm hoping this is the correct one, and there it is. 10-minute. Let's go ahead and pull up the 1 minute. That's not that pretty. We'll go to 10-minute. then yeah, Bitcoin doing its thing.
Yep, highs on the day recently.
So what are some tickers that are related to Bitcoin? Let's see how they're doing. Mara's one of them.
Yeah, Mara, Riot, BTBT, Can.
Boom. There's Mara. There's Riot. Correlation. What up? What did you say? BTBT? I know that was a hot mover. Had a nice little spike and then coming down a little bit. If you go ahead and use Ripster's Clouds, which is clearly what I do, you can see that it bounced right off of there. Got to learn the market and its behaviors. Just like if you're dating somebody, you get into a relationship or whatever, best friends, friend, whatever, you got to learn the relationship. You got to know how they behave. You got to do the same thing with the market. Don't clip that, Alyssa. Don't do it.
Dating advice by Zunaid.
Dating advice with Zunaid. Dating advice.
Zunaid. Let's put him big.
Stop it. I'm closing the camera. Get me out of here. Let's see. Twitter breaking out at 63. I haven't paid attention to Twitter in a minute. Ooh. On a serious note, we talk about getting to know the market. Do you see where it wicked? Close to, you always got to look left in the market. You can't really look right because, nothing happening there. Highs. But you've got to look left there. What'd you say? I'll pull it up for you.
FLGC looking to take out day highs here. Possible trade. This thing's thin, moves around real quick. We're up quite a bit today, but it is definitely trying to take out today's highs here.
Yep. Almost tested VWAP and it bounced right before it, so not quite.
1452 is going to be the top of your standard deviation channel. I'm not sure we get all the way there today. I would really have to pick up to do that, but
if it does break,
it's trying here. It's over 1150. I mean, over 1150. Let's take a look here. See
if you break that, if you break that 1150, $12 is gonna be resistance. Not because of the whole number.
Man, you got 14-cent pop as soon as we took that. As soon as we took 11. Look at this. Here we go. There's your trade, guys. Right through 1150. There's your trade. Bang.
We pump stocks, baby. We are influencers.
Bang.
We are influencers. We did it live in front of you.
And there it goes. There it goes. 50-cent. Trim this. If you took that, trim this right here. Trim this right here. That is a 50-cent pop on a huge rain break. We talk about these all the time. Sometimes we look at these lower price stocks. You only get 10, 15 cents. You just got 50-cent pop on that break on FLGC. Trim that up if you have it.
NVIDIA got the alert. Right, 2204.50. I'm out. My last YOLO, I went ahead and got out. $4.60. I'm out.
Great job, guys.
Woo.
Great job. Hector, Sava up and running. Sava over high days too. Heck, man, my man Hector, what we really need to do for Sava here is we really need to clear out this 107. We pushed right up to it. You're going to get a similar, I know this is a much higher price stock than what we just saw in FLGC, but look for the exact same type of thing if we break through this 107.06. So look for that. Ryan, we talked about them yesterday, Agrify. So you got AGFY and BIOX, right? Those are the two tickers that you're talking about, 13. Both of those popping up here.
AGFY. There you go. I pulled it up for you. So there's that. Let me go ahead and back. What were you talking about, Saba? Hey, Ryan.
Yeah, sorry. I'm moving around pretty quickly here.
You're good. No.
One thing at a time.
You're totally fine. But Ryan, what is that red line? That is 100. No, if you're looking at my screen.
Oh, on your screen. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay, you're good. That red line is the $100 psychological number. And look at that. Saba bouncing right off of that.
You think those don't look at the day before?
The day before, but let's go ahead and talk about this, right? You're like, well, Zunaid, look at this. It broke this. Okay, cool. We never said it works 100% of the time, but let's say you get in and your stop loss is $1. One, you went ahead and didn't quite get triggered here, and you were able to write it up for a trade. And two, cool, you got stop loss here, let's just say for $1. No worries. You were able to get back in and you write it up. It's all about that risk reward, right? I think I mentioned this before. I lose about 60 to 70% of my trades, but it's a risk reward that keeps me profitable. I went ahead and risk 1%, but I'm looking for 3-4% gains all the time. So again, we're a broken record, but it's just to teach you guys about those psychological numbers. And you see it right there. If you got any other tickers in the chat you guys want to take a look at, let me know. This Microsoft, good
man. There has been some great action today. Look at Macy's. So
I
here-
got you. Let's take a look at Macy's. I got you.
Yeah, take a look at Macy's real quick, because remember how I was just telling you how it's very difficult to kind of trade those breakouts? There were a number of stocks that have broken out and were immediately slammed. Look what happened. Look what happened. We broke that top line there, and immediately this thing got slammed back down. So nice breakout yesterday. Tried to break out again today. Not having it. Not having it.
Not having it indeed. Now, if you were going to go in for the long side, this is not what I will do. I am not trading this. But if you were to, you can go ahead and enter around here, and your stop loss would be below $21. So I would say your stop loss should be about $20.80, give or take, right? So you're looking at a 40-cent stop loss. Yeah, there you go.
I had 20.85. You're exactly
Your stop
right.
loss is about 20 to 25 cents. That's what we talk about in terms of risk reward. Is it going to work? I don't know. I'm not a fortune teller. I'd be on a yacht if I knew what was going to happen. But that's all. It's all about risk reward. If there are any other tickers that you guys want us to take a look at, let us know. But I 100%. Let's see. Ooh, we got a few tickers. Okay, RBLX. Let's go ahead and take a look at that.
Yeah, Roblox. I like this one, by the way.
Sorry, what did you say, buddy?
Crack for kids.
Yeah, Roblox. You see resistance right here. It's poking above it. Wouldn't be surprised.
This one did that earnings fake out.
Where it dumped and came back. Oh,
yeah,
Money
dude.
Mitch. Hey, Money Mitch.
There are a lot of real smart and connected people that really like this stock. This
I really like
I don't
it
have
too.
a position in this, but I want
I'm
it.
kind of mad I didn't grab it in the doji candle yesterday. That
Hey, Money
doji was a
Mitch.
perfect setup. What's
Hey,
up,
Money
dude?
Mitch. Where's that red line? It's at the $80 psychological level. The whole numbers.
And
Back
then
to back.
also what you see on the daily, 3 attempts to break down the support.
There you
Reversal.
go. There you go.
That's what I look for, guys. And then especially if you can go then and do like Zunaid just said, then hold like a mental price point. What does that do? It creates a line in the sand for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone's watching that one number. It comes back up through that number today. Then you get the momentum push. This is why whenever you see momentum, it's not about maybe jump on that one day. Look at it the next couple of days. Look at the price action continues to follow that action that you saw a couple of days prior.
And speaking exactly of that, Mitch, 13 is all over this. We talked about Unity Software last night. And here, he's saying we have it off the 200-day moving average. I actually don't have that on my chart. Let me go ahead.
I have it right there
here real quick.
You can see it. You can see it right now.
You
that
got
blue
it? Yep.
line.
Look at that. Look at
right
that.
there.
Look at that. And so when you see these breaks, you want to see these play a couple of days afterwards. Today, real strong day. Looking intraday today, this looks like it's going to take out 122. If it does, you might have a little pop there for kind of a light day trade. We're talking a little bit more about a swing, though. This is perfect off the 200-day. There are a number of people in the happy hour that really like this stock. We just talked about this as a potential long here. I know, I don't know if Arlene is here watching, but I know Arlene likes this stock. She's in it. If you're out there, Arlene, congratulations. This is a good day for you.
I love it. I love it when we talk about a stock and it does exactly what we want.
Exactly.
The next day.
It's so awesome. God,
Do me a favor, Mitch. If you could go ahead and pull up NFLX, we've got a request in the chat from Lisa Hunt.
The Netflix breakout of the year. Let's see it.
So you had support at the 480 area, then it went ahead and oh man.
You know what?
Money Mitch.
I don't do this often, but let's give a shout out here, right? So I'll give a shout out to my man on the Power Hour, Aaron AB. You know it. He talked about Netflix. I think just this week, if not last week. I told him it's perfect because this is what kind of trade that is one of my favorites. Because why? If we look at it on a weekly, this is a stock that follows a range, follows a pattern. This is what you want to be seeing in a lot of stocks because what you can play that doesn't mean you need to play breakouts. You can play the range. Look how this stock has played this range for so long. There's 480s, 550s, 480s, 550s, 480s, 550, just bouncing in between that. Up and down, up and down, up and down. So a lot of people play Netflix more in the range than the breakout. So they're essentially waiting for it to come back down on the support, then selling it at the resistance, doing the same game over and over again. This is how some traders stay within one name and make decent profits. I mean, If you can see a stock continuously follow a trend, let's say, you know how long this stock has been following that trend? I'm going to show you right now. From right here, from the beginning there, you're talking about over a year, 58 bars on the weekly within a range.
That's insane.
You know there's someone making money
That's
in between
insane.
there.
And here's the thing, right? If you go ahead and look at that support level that Mitch has, yes, a few times the stock did break below that. And that's what you do. You get out. That's perfectly fine because you can get back in. That's no problem. No issues whatsoever. But yeah, producer AB, shout out to you, man. If you called that one, I hope you were able to make money yourself. But shout out to you.
Last time it did this, last time it popped up through the 50s, it gapped down, went straight down to it, then right back up, right? Then we went from right that top, pulling back down, right back up. Netflix has been wanting to break out of this. Now I'm going to be wondering if this is the push to really get it through this level. With that being said, let's take a look at Disney. I've been wanting to see what's going to happen with Disney. And I would pay attention today when you see Netflix have a good day, see how Disney reacts. It's a very important thing for me, because if Disney could react well here, it could show that streaming overall is coming back into favor. With that being said, we could also take a look at Roku. Roku, what's going to happen here? You see, a couple of days of downtrend. Do we get a reversal of trend? This is what I always like to do, guys. When I see one stock move, I'm looking for the others, not necessarily that one stock. So let's see if the other ones can get a rotation, a good push, and then you can start seeing some sympathy and a good industry move.
You've got...
Damn, AB called it again? You know it. You know it. Give my boy some props when you see him on Power Hour today.
Would you short Netflix?
He's on fire.
Hey, one thing is you got to know when the river's flowing and let that baby flow.
By the way, you've got someone in the chat talking about Microsoft, that you're absolutely welcome. That's exactly what all of us are here for. Someone's asking, would you short NFLX if it gets rejected? For me personally, I'll give you the same analogy that I gave for Apple. In my opinion, Apple was going to reject that 150, and we were trading here live, and I said, hey, if it gets to that 149.50 area, I would go ahead and grab a put. Apple went ahead in the next few days, dropped to that 143, 144 level. Now with Netflix, if you don't mind pulling it up, I think it's knocked on the door of 550 a little too much. And especially if the tech sector is what's going to get the rotation. Me personally, I probably wouldn't. But let's say if you did, right? Let's say you got a put right here. Money Mitch, if you don't mind, looking left, that little peak above, what's that number, the top? If you look left, right above, well, no, you had it. Or if you want, I can do it.
Let me clean up this chart.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah, this is a little bit dirty.
So you see how it poked above? The previous time it poked above 550. That go right. Yep. Go right.
So you're talking right here?
Here,
right
let me do this.
Pop,
share mine. Share mine.
All right, let's do that. Explain it, bro.
You got it. So this is what I'm talking about. The last time that it broke, oops, there we go. This little area here, let's see what that is. So that's 558. That risk reward to me isn't that great. So for me, what I shorted here, not really. If anything, you may want to consider if it breaks out and retest that 550 to go long with a stop loss underneath it. But to me, not the best risk reward in terms of shorting it. Can you do it? Yes. Will you make money? Anyone can get lucky. But to me, risk reward may not be the best way to go. By the way, let's take a look at NVIDIA real quick.
Yeah, I was just going to say, there's some big flow going on into tech. So your NVIDIA, Microsoft trades, those are still risk on as far as I'm concerned.
They are, and here's the thing.
Looking strong too, my man.
People are always saying, well, how'd you know that to get out of, around the 405.50 area? Well, you look left and you see that, hey, this was near resistance. I don't want to risk waiting for this. I don't want to risk making $30 more and risk the $400 I already have. So for me, I said 204.50, I'm out. It went ahead and wicked to, I believe, 204.62. And I already talked about it on the show, but I'm already out of that trade and I'm done with it. When will I get back in? If it retests 200 area sometime, I'll go ahead and get back in. Besides that, I'm not touching it at all. Any other tickers you guys want us to take a look at, let us know.
All right, guys, we're getting towards that 10:30 time. We're going to be bringing on Spencer and another trader. So let's start doing final thoughts here. Anything that you want to talk about, Zunaid? You've already been kind of killing the day. So I'll let you definitely take lead, and then Ryan, and then I'll go at the end. Let's go ahead and wrap it up here. You guys in the chat, like always, support us as we support you guys. We do this absolutely for free. The way you guys can support us is by smashing that like and hitting the share button, letting everyone know this is the best trading show to stick with. And I definitely, we will appreciate it. We'll retweet it out there from the Benzinga Twitter. Definitely. I mean, come on. You want to get a little famous? Put it up there.
Absolutely. And hey, look, tag us, right? Tag Benzinga. You see our tickers up there.
Include us.
Don't use the one that's, by the way, we got to change that. Don't use the one that's on the top of the flyer on the layout. Use the one that you see on my screen right here that's made in India, because believe it or not, that's exactly where I was made. But final thoughts, do your homework over the weekend. Don't have FOMO if you missed out on NVIDIA, SSY, DNUT, and all that other stuff. Do your homework this weekend. Learn about psychological numbers. Learn about VWAP. Learn about breakout, stop losses, risk reward. Watch Money Mitch. He's got plenty of evergreen video out there. Learn, educate yourself. It's not about retiring a year from now. It's about consistent gains so you can have great experiences in life and not be stuck to a 9 to 5. That's all I got.
And for me, for last thoughts here, I noticed that the SPY kind of turned around this morning. I'm going to be watching that. I want to see if we hold. This has really been kind of a rough week. We've seen small caps get absolutely destroyed. We've seen a lot of breakouts, especially on big caps, get sold into. So I want to see how this trades the rest of the day here. I want to see how SPY trades. I want to see if we continue to see some of this flow in tech. This actually might be a tell for next week on what types of positions that we're looking for. Otherwise, with some of the strength that we're seeing today, I'm going to look for some more stocks that are trying to take out their highs. I actually just watched, as Zunaid was talking, I just watched SPRT, support.com, plow right through 950. A lot of these stocks that are making new highs here, they're going to be potential day trades for the day. So I'm going to watch that. I'm going to watch the flow in tech and the S&P price.
What's up, guys?
What's going on, Spence? How you doing,
Sir. Well, you missed a lot of fun.
I've been here. I've been here for like a half hour. I was waiting for anyone to notice. I was waiting for any of the three of you to notice that I was like backstage.
I don't get to see who's
I
in
don't get to see
backstage.
that,
So that's
Spencer.
producer Mitch.
This fell on
Well, I'm
Mitch
not worried
completely.
about it. He could bring himself on, right?
All right, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
What's
Hey,
up, man?
Did anybody respond to my poll? Yeah.
What was your poll?
We got 100 votes, more than 100 votes.
What was the poll? I missed it.
This is relevant to a half
Oh
hour,
my
to a half
God.
hour ago.
All right, guys, I just want to point out one more stock before I get on out of here. I didn't take the trade, but I like the look right now. It's MRIN, Marion
yeah.
Software. It looks really good. Look at the 5 minute. You'll see a downtrend. You'll see multiple times the break. Really getting strong after the 5 minute reversal here at 10 a.m. I really like those 5 minute reversal looks. These are sometimes a trade that you'll take. It's called it's a reversal. You'll hold the low right there, the risk. And this one really started getting strong as soon as it started getting back to that reversal. 540s is where it started popping to 550s. I wanted to put an order out at 550s, but it's already at 560s here. So I'll just let this one run. But definitely looks like it wants to start setting up. One of the things that I pointed out also is look at the bottom, look at my volume. I even drew this out before it started popping. So I said, don't relax, Mitch. Wait for the volume to pop. When the volume pops, that will give you the momentum signal. Right there, when the volume goes from, let's say, right here, only got 25,000 shares on a 1 minute. So all of a sudden, now you're having 200,000 shares trading. And now all the way up to 370,000 shares or 327,000 shares in 1 minute. That shows momentum.
And real quickly about Emrin right there, if you're not in it, do not despair. 585 is going to be your intraday level today. That's going to be the high of that candle right after the open. You snap that, there should be a pop here. Tons of volume, tons of interest. We're definitely curling back up that support that Mitch just kind of walked you through. So 585 looks to be your spot if you want to take that for a day trade.
Yep. Nice looking 15-minute chart. Remember when we talked about the multi-time frame matching? So remember, look. So the 5 minute, what does that look like? A flag, right? But the 15-minute looks like a flag too. Let's go to the hour, like a flag too. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Some people ask me, like, why does my 1 minute flag doesn't hold? Because it probably wasn't a flag on the 5. It wasn't a flag on the 15. It wasn't a flag on the hourly. These are the kind of things you want to see. It's called multi-time frames because patterns.
Time frame continuity.
Yeah, exactly. Patterns exist in short term, middle term, and long term. If you don't see it on the charts, probably the trend's not actually there.
Great
love it.
points. Great points.
Woo!
All right, guys.
Good job, guys.
You were good for the last hour. I'm going to take over here, but thanks a lot.
Flex.
You guys are
Get on out of here.
all right.
See ya.
I love that shirt too, Spencer. That's that GH Bass shirt. I got a bunch of those from Costco too. Really comfortable. Yeah, that's good stuff.
That's not weird or anything.
Show them
later.
what's on your left sleeve. Show them what's on the left sleeve.
Oh.
Does that
Yeah,
say
I
GH
mean,
Bass?
he's right.
My man knows the
Yeah.
shirts.
I
I
didn't even know that. I didn't even know that, Ryan, until
I did.
just now.
Dating with Z, shirt shopping with Ryan. We'll see you next week.
Hey, we'll
Have a
see you
good one,
guys.
folks. Happy weekend.
I'll be on specs just in
All right.
case you need to talk.
I'm supposed to be joined by Erik Bosch from Bosch Trading here in a little bit, but I don't really know where he is, so that's okay. Here's what I'm going to do, though. There's a lot of people seen a lot of questions in the chat about, is this a good buy? Is that a good buy? I'm going to share my screen, and this is my entire screen, not just one tab. This is my entire screen. You can see all the tabs I have open right now, and I want to talk through how we should be thinking about this market. And I think the question, is this stock a buy, is not the right question to ask. Is this stock, a good short-term buy, a good medium-term buy, a good long-term buy? I think that's kind of the wrong question to be asking right now. The question that we should be asking is what areas of the market are working and what are not. And if you listen to Pre-Market Prep, we've talked about this, for the last couple of months. But I just want to elaborate on this chart and I'll bring it up again here. This is Benzinga Pro. I'm going to bring up the SPY. I had this up a couple of days. Whoa, I'm going to get that off there. I had this up a couple of days ago, and I want to do it again because it's a good exercise, right? SPY versus Qs versus IWM. Versus the Dow. Why not, right? Why not? Okay. And let's just go since April. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We'll go since April. That's fine. Okay. What do you see? You see big tech is crushing it. The IWM is very much not. Okay. I would guess most of you watching, and myself included, we all have currently stocks that we own that we are either A, down big, or B, we're up a lot and now we're up a lot less, right? I've got a bunch of those. I got a bunch of stocks I was up huge in and now I'm not, right? Kind of the way it goes. And so I think the question of looking at an individual stock is wrong. We have to zoom out. We have to look a little bit more broad. What is working right now besides big tech? You guys know this, right? You guys know. I don't need to tell you. If I get rid of those and just look at, no, actually, let's bring up the IWM and then let's compare that to Facebook, right? Apple, Amazon, Google, right? Microsoft. You guys know this by now. You guys know that these stocks are all. Do I need to zoom out a little bit? Yeah. You guys know that the big tech stocks are all crushing it. And let's just go, here. Actually, look at Amazon got hit on its earnings report. That's what that was. That minus 4%. But if not for that, Amazon would be up there with the rest of the big tech guys. So we know big tech is carrying the market. We know that's why the SPY is making new all-time highs every other day, right? We know this. But what else is working, right? I saw people talking about Snowflake earlier, right? Snowflake is getting crushed today because there was a negative note out from Cleveland Research. And sure, I'm sure that negative note was a catalyst for Snowflake today. But what kind of a stock is Snowflake, right? How do we categorize Snowflake? It is a growth technology stock. Growth technology is not in favor right now. That's not where the party is. Yeah, 13. You're right about AMC. Growth tech will look for any little excuse to sell off. Is this note on Cleveland Research about Snowflake's slowing sales growth? Is that really worth 9%? Because that's what snow is down today, 9%. Is it worth that? Probably not in a vacuum. But this is growth tech. This is how it is for growth right now. It was all fun and games last summer, last fall, January, into February for a lot of companies, a lot of stocks. That's not how it is. It's not the environment that we're in. So, okay, I go back to my question. What is working? Well, real estate, for one, right? XLRE. You know what? Here, I showed my entire screen so I can go off the pro for a second. This is a page I have bookmarked. This is from the State Street website, the sector spider ETFs, right? And this is a page I have bookmarked all the time. I'll put it in the chat. Okay. So this is one of the things I look at when I want to see. Like I have many other ways of getting this information, Thinkorswim, Benzinga Pro, but this page is pretty simple to understand, okay? So I just went to the last 3 months, arbitrary, right? You can go any time frame you want. Technology, we know that's leading, and we know why it's leading, right? Because let's look at the weighting. Oh, technology is up 4%. Oh, 40% of the technology sector is 2 stocks. Do I need to zoom in? 40% is 2 stocks, Apple and Microsoft. Okay, that explains technology. We know that. The rest of the tech sector, frankly, it's kind of a crapshoot, right? It is kind of a crapshoot. For every Adobe, there's a Salesforce. There's an Intel, right? The rest of this is kind of a crapshoot. We know Apple and Microsoft. Okay, so let's move on. Technology is good, but really it's not even technology. It's just those 2 stocks. Real estate. I mentioned real estate. That's been good. Well, why? I don't know. It just has been. Real estate's been your second best performing sector in the last 3 months. Do you own any real estate stocks? Do you have any REITs? I've got one. It's actually not even doing that great, I think. Let's check it out. No, it is. Actually, yeah, it's doing all right. Here. This is the REIT that I own. Yeah, that's doing okay. That doesn't look half bad compared to all the pod stocks that I own, right? ARKW that I own. So let's go back here. I think my point in doing this is I want us all to think about how different stocks are grouped together, right? Asking us what we think of growth stock A versus growth stock D is missing the forest for the trees. They're the same. They're the same, right? It doesn't. In the long term, they are not. In the long term, there's some companies are going to go to the moon. Some stocks are going to go to the moon, right? Sometimes $1 stocks really do go to 100, like AMD. That stock was $1 a few years ago, like 2014. It's $100 now. Well, no, actually, $100 was a long time ago. It's what is it now? No, it's back. Okay. It got to 122. So, yeah, some stocks go from 1 to 100, right? Nvidia went from 31 to 200. Actually, if you go back further, Nvidia was $5 in 2015. 5 to 200 in 6 years. Some stocks do that, yeah. But I don't know which ones that. For every Nvidia and AMD, there's an Intel, right? So I don't know how to pick those winners. I can't tell you that. But my point is, in the short term, these things will trade together. In the long term, they won't. In the long term, they will diverge. If you want to pick a winner, then pick a winner, be convicted, and stick it in a drawer for a few years, right? I've got a couple of those. SoFi, I'm convicted. I'm down, and I don't care. 1, because it's 1% of my portfolio. But 2, because I don't care what SoFi does today or next week or next month. Frankly, I don't, right? But in the short term, these things will trade together. So when you're asking, oh, man, where do I go? Where do I go in this market? Look to what is working right now. Real estate is working. Big tech, we know, is working. Healthcare. So let's look at healthcare, right? It's up 10% in the last 3 months. The XLV. Come on now. Do you want to there we go. But why is it really up 10%? It's not that diversified, right? Where's where's Moderna? Moderna, we know, is Rip City, right? We know that. Pfizer, Rip City. Merck, right? Actually, no, Merck is not. Merck is not Rip City, but Pfizer, new all-time highs for Pfizer. UNH has been ripping. J&J has been ripping. My point is the top holdings in the XLV have been ripping, and that has been carrying healthcare. If you dig a little bit deeper, it's not quite that pretty, right? You can go to Gilead. I have a new keyboard. I apologize. My keyboard kind of stinks. So Gilead's looking okay this year, but if you zoom out, it's been a dog. You can look at who I see. How's ISRG doing? Oh, that's okay. Wow, didn't realize ISRG was over 1,000. Damn, that's crazy. All right, so not high ISRG, but my point is, find what's working, right? Think there, look there. Don't spend all your days looking at the same dozen like growth stocks or Wish or Palantir. I don't really know. We get asked about like the same dozen stocks all the time, it seems like. And I don't know what to say. I felt like such a buzzkill last fall. And last winter. Every time I would try to just preach a little bit of caution. Not that I was bearish, but preach responsibility, right? Diversification. And that was so not the sexy thing to do because last fall was amazing, right? Everything we had, I was up in 100% of my holdings, right? 100%. That never happens. And so, yeah, it's preaching diversification in that kind of environment. It's like telling you to eat your vegetables when you're at like the dessert buffet, right? It's like why? Like I understand why people would ignore that, but now the script has flipped, right? The script has flipped. And this is an argument why diversification is important. And I'm just ranting here, so sorry. But this is why you diversify, and this is why diversify away from the same types of assets. It's not just like diversify sectors, right? That you can diversify factors, right? Growth is a factor, value is a factor, momentum is a factor, right? Dividend is a factor, right? Diversify asset classes, right? Stocks, crypto, commodities, real estate, right? This is why we do that because nothing works forever. Here's another one that I don't have it bookmarked, but I'm gonna Google it. Yeah, this is the link. I'll put this in the chat as well. You guys haven't seen this before? I love this page. I love this page. Oops. In Slack. This is a asset quilt going back to 2006. Yeah. Just look at the changes over time. Right? Large cap stocks is orange. That's what we all own, right? Large cap stocks. Look at the inconsistency. Right? Large cap stocks was not fun to be in. Well, you can't see where I'm pointing, but I'm pointing at the left side of the quilt, right? 06, 07, 08, 09. Large cap stocks were not sexy. They were sexy 2013, 2014, 2015, basically every year from 2013 to now. And that 2018 print, right? -4%. That all happened in the last month of the year. Prior to December of 2018, large cap stocks were having a great year. That all happened in December. Look at international stocks, right? So inconsistent. The point I'm making is like, and I don't really know where. Oh, here we have year to date. So look, real estate, as I just went over, right, with the real estate sector, real estate's been strong. Small caps, there is no way that is right. There's no way that is right. Can that really be right? Small caps outperforming large caps this year? I can't believe that. Anyway, my point is things change all the time. And rather than being stubborn and keep trying to pick stocks or hold stocks in the same theme, zoom out a little bit. Look elsewhere. Yeah, Bill. Okay, Bill, can you see what I'm talking about right now? No. I'm sorry that I'm being a buzzkill. I really am. And that's how I felt last year. I really did. I felt like a buzzkill last fall because and I was, benefiting, right? I mean, I was with you guys. Everything that I owned was ripping to the moon. I'll show you my portfolio. Go back to the pro, go to the watch list. Here, I'll zoom in. This is what I own. Why don't I just move the names over so y'all can see exactly what I'm talking about, right? Okay. Too much. Okay, that should be enough. Whatever. This is what I own. All right. This was all today. It's mixed. If I pulled on my actual portfolio, right? This was all green, right? For basically from late summer till January. It was amazing, right? Because I bought some stuff last year. Stuff went on sale. I wasn't buying in March, but I bought April, I bought May, I bought June. I bought some stuff. I had some cash sitting around doing nothing. And it was all up and it was amazing. But come on, you thought that was going to stay that way forever? VOO and VEU are my top two holdings, but it's not even close, right? VOO is, I think, 40, a little more than 40. It's more than 40%. VEU is less now because it's been stinking. I think VEU is 15%. The rest of the stuff is somewhere between 1 and 5%. 5 would be a lot for me. I think Disney is 5%. That's probably too much, but whatever. Yeah, and I'm not. My point is I'm really not that. I talked about different types of stocks. Look what I've got. I'm diversified in the sense where I own two very broad ETFs, right? VOO and VEU. But the rest of this stuff is just it's all pretty concentrated, and that's kind of my point, right? And that's sort of why I'm in the same boat as all you. I've got some cannabis stocks. I've got growth, right? I got Airbnb, that's growth. I got ARKW, growth. Block, growth. Cyber. Cyber is not quite growth entirely. Look, cannabis. ESPO, that's growth. 5G, that's growth. Cannabis. IBB is sort of growthy. PBDs, clean energy, that's growth. Small cap industrials is not. I have a SPAC that I am doing that is pissing me off to no end. SoFi, growth. So I've got one REIT. I've got a couple value plays. But I got a lot of growth, right? And that's sort of why I've frankly taken to not looking at my portfolio every day. It's because every day it sort of looks more red than this, right? Can we go over AMC? I don't even know. I really do feel terrible, and I really do feel bad for the people that are in. I see these arguments on Twitter sometimes. It's the retail traders all bought AMC, and they were like, no, and don't, you're doing it wrong. Don't do it like that. And power to the people. I don't think the criticism about AMC is related to the fact that people were buying it. It's the fact that people were buying it with all of their money, right? If you went all in on AMC, that's called gambling. Own it. Call it what it is. It's gambling, right? That's not investing. That's not trading. That's gambling, which is fine. You can do that if you can afford, She could afford to lose. It's nothing wrong with gambling. We all go to the casino. But a lot of the criticism was like, why are you doing it? Why are you investing all your money in AMC of all things? For a trade. For a trade, not even for an investment. For a trade. A trade dependent on a short squeeze. That doesn't make sense to me. I've been saying the chart looks ugly for months. It probably can rip higher to 40 or 50 or 60. It probably will rip higher again. Doesn't that seem like a logical thing? Like one last fake out to suck everybody else in. It seems possible. Right? Here, maybe we should zoom out. No, this is good enough. That's kind of what I think about AMC is it's sort of I don't know what you do with it. You know what? I'm just out of curiosity. What is the midpoint here? So we'll call it 12. And what's the high again? I don't remember. 72. I need the midpoint of that. What's the 12 plus 72? All right, 42. Math is hard. Okay, so we're like sort of below the midpoint of this range here. Maybe 42 can be a line in the sand for us, right? If we get above 42, maybe I could see a case for you to turn bullish. But I mean, does this chart look any good to you? Doesn't look great to me. Go pitch a risk management show, man. Shelly, I should, but nobody will watch it because I'm being a buzzkill. Whoever said that was absolutely right. I'm being a buzzkill. But I can't help it sometimes. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. All right, what else do you want to talk about? It looks manipulated. Yeah, sure. Yeah. It looks manipulated to me too. On the upside and the downside. In the short term, stocks are manipulated all the time, right? Like isn't going from 12 to 72, isn't that manipulation? In a way, like all these crazy candles, these crazy daily ranges. Yeah, stocks get manipulated every single day. That's the market. That's the advantage that we have. The advantage that we have is that we can buy and hold forever. We have no one to answer to. We have no investors up our butt criticizing our returns, right? No one. We only have ourselves to answer to. That's the best part. That's the advantage. The hedge funds have investors. They have people they answer to. They have bosses. They have someone looking over their shoulder. We don't have that. That is the best part about being a retail investor. The way you win is buying and holding, but not buying and holding all in one stock. Buying and holding across the market. That's how you win the game. That's how you win the game. Buying and holding, just to be clear, buying and holding is not manipulation. Buying and holding is, but just to go back to AMC for a second, right? I mean, the unfortunate thing is we have no way of knowing exactly, right? We can never know, and this is, I guess, the good and the bad thing of the market. We have no way of knowing exactly who was buying and who was selling, right? Throughout all this time, we have some clues, right? We can see, what the hedge funds are doing. Usually, if they're doing it via common stock, they have to if they're big enough, they got to file a 13F about it. We can see what the insiders at AMC are doing, but outside of that, we have limited clarity into what actually is going on here. We can see, short, who's the amount of short shares sold short, et cetera, et cetera. But like, how many people that were buying it all the way up were buying and holding? I mean, who's to say they weren't just flipping it and bidding it higher and bidding it higher and bidding it higher, artificially pumping the stock? Who's to say that? I don't know. Could it be manipulated downward too? For sure. There's always manipulation. That's why you own more than one stock. You do not put all your eggs in any one basket, let alone AMC. I guess if you're going to do it in like some ridiculous crypto. I don't know. I have no idea. AMC should go down. 13, man, it should do it could go to AMC could go to 100. I mean, who's to say, right? Could go to 100. Why couldn't it go to 100? It went from 12 to 72 in like a couple of days, right? I don't know. Back to the scanner. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Whoa. See, time flies when you're on your soapbox. All right. I hope you guys enjoyed my TED Talk. I'll be here every day. Most days. Yeah. All right. This was fun, but I don't know where Erik Bosch was. He was supposed to come hang out with me, and then he didn't. I hope he's all right. Anyway, his show can be found on our channel every day at 4 a.m. Eastern Time. For you night owls up at 4 a.m., check it out right here on our YouTube channel. So here's the situation. Mitch is happy. Happy. You're good, man. Happy. You're good. Okay, you're right. I'll do a quick crypto update, but I don't have my Yes, I do. I have to refresh it though. Let's do a crypto update. I haven't talked cryptos today. Did you guys see the Coinbase news that they're adding like mad cryptos to their balance sheet? Oh, like other cryptos, not just Bitcoin. Anyway, let's do a quick crypto update, and then I'll get off for SPAC Stack. This is a good way to end the week, isn't it? Everything in not just green, but dark green, right? You want to see dark green. I haven't seen dark green for a while across the board on this heat map. ETH up 7%, Bitcoin up 6%. Look at Cardano up 18% today. Is that right? Wow. I can't tell you the last time I saw a heat map that looked dark green like this. In all seriousness, does anyone know if there's a catalyst besides the Coinbase thing? The Coinbase thing can't really be it, can it? Maybe it is. Is everyone going to try to front run Coinbase now? Is that the thing? Or are we all going to front run Coinbase and we know they're going to be buying some cryptos and we're going to try to beat them to it? Maybe. That would be risky, but kind of fun also. It's like how people front ran the Fed last year with the TLT. Yeah, that'd be weird. Anyway, guys, you can get $50 in free Bitcoin when you use the code ZING on Voyager. Deposit at least $100 and make your first trade. With over 60 assets to choose from, and annual yield earnings of up to 12%. Voyager is your launch pad into the world of crypto. Link in description to Voyager. Claim your reward. Get $50 in free Bitcoin. Okay, SPAC Stack is live with Money Mitch. Chris is out sick today, I think. So Mitch is going to do a recap of all the SPAC news that happened this week. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I appreciate all of you. Smash the like. See you guys later.